hello. Good morning, everyone. It is 5:53 in the morning, and I am live right now because it's been a while, and I have a guilty pleasure of watching Netflix like crazy, like nonstop, like to the point where I can't even really, it interferes with other things that I try to work on, but I'm working on that. But I came across this pretty beautiful gem of a show. It's called Romance is a Bonus Book, and it's Korean, and I love like Korean drama. I love it, like the way they talk, the way they act, it's like the Korean brain. Like when you are part of that culture and you are just like, I can't explain it. Like I love eating kimchi with rice, and like when you're watching these dramas, like the food is a big part of it. So I cannot just sit here and watch without eating food, okay? And it helps with like the way I properly eat, because it's getting me to eat healthy as well, because most of this food is very healthy, it's vegan, and it's very tasty. So the atmosphere that this creates, like, even I just watched a scene right now where the girl was crying because he like had to let her go gently. But like, it's so good. Like the other guy likes the other girl, and the other girl likes the other guy. And then now they're finally starting to realize they've been friends forever. And he's been with her through her, when she got together with her husband, and when she almost ran away on her wedding day, he encouraged her to like, whatever you want to do, I'm here for you. But she always thought of him as her little brother. And they had a very unique story. So it's really, really beautiful. I encourage everyone to check it out. But right now they're sitting together. Are they sitting together? No, she's sitting with the guy she started to like after her husband like cruelly, like in the most cruelest way, like dumped her, and she's trying to take care of her daughter, and she's basically 37, starting her life over again. She had a successful job before she got married, and she gave it up to get married, and it was really hard for her. So, and through it all, the quote unquote younger brother was there for her. So he became a successful book person, and she lost her house. She pretty much lost everything. Her dignity was out the door. She was still living in the house that they had lost, and ended up almost getting hurt in the house because they were demolishing it. And she barely escaped with a few of her belongings and ran out. And she's been trying to like search for jobs. Like you can just see she's really struggling and trying to be, not rely on anyone. And, in the meantime, her ex-husband moved on with the girl he cheated on her with, and the girl's pregnant. So he finds out, and he threatens, and later on he finds out, and he threatens him and forces her to pay alimony to her because he didn't pay her anything. And she's living like nothing, and she hasn't been working. She was solely dependent on him taking care of their daughter. And he left her with nothing, like high and dry. She said, she begged him. She's like, look, I'll do anything. Like, what can we do to fix this? And he was like, there's nothing we can do to fix it. So he didn't even give her a chance. So it was just really, and then this is just so beautiful. Like, you're going to fall in love with the characters. You're going to love everything about this. Like, even with like what I enjoy the most is, oh my gosh, like the atmosphere of what they are creating when they're sitting there, and she's describing the younger brother, once she realizes, like, he is not my younger brother, he is, like, he's making her, she's basically recognizing that there's something different that's wasn't there before. So he's like, I'm not going to let her get away again. Like, I already, stepped aside so she can, try to be happy with this jerk. And look what happened. And now someone else is coming along, and he's like, trying to fight for her. And, he has a lot of dignity and pride too. And he doesn't want, that. He doesn't want to sacrifice his image. So he's like, they're coming into their own, realizing each other, and it's so beautiful, and it's creating an amazing atmosphere. Definitely check it out. So beautiful, so amazing. I mean, I'm gonna go back to it now. And the way she describes him is, it's like a book, and she's describing him to the guy that she's. So currently what's happening now is she was on her way home. She's living with him now. And he tried to tell that to one of his colleagues. They don't want anyone to know that they live together because they work together. So she ended up getting a job at his company. I hope I'm not giving too much away, but we're okay with this, right? Yeah. I'll put, warning for, yeah. Spoiler alerts. Okay. So, I don't know how many episodes this is, but I'm currently, I think, up to episode 9. And I think it goes up to 12 right now. And they come out with new ones each week. So I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm not in a rush. So they're at a noodle shop, and she's like having a hard time trying to like realize, like, wait a minute, she's starting to see him as a man, and they get into like all these sweet little situations where she's like, wait a minute, like, I didn't notice this before, like, wait, you're a man, you have muscles, da da da. And he like throws her on the floor. He's like, yeah, about time you noticed. And currently right now she's in the noodle shop with the guy who helped her when she lost her shoes, as she's like running through the street. No money, no, starving, all her belongings of what she had left. Her daughter is in school and being taken care of, and she's sending all her money to her daughter, as she should. And she has, nothing left for herself, and then the daughter gets sick, so she sends all that money there, everything left in her savings, so she has nothing. So she meets a guy who has an umbrella when it's raining. She's having a hard time, and he found her shoes for her, so he came along like just in time. But then she's heading over to her roommate, to her younger brother's place, and she's been living there without him knowing, and he didn't even know she was there, because that's how big his apartment is. That's amazing in and of itself. So now she's having noodles with the other guy because she was heading back into his house. He was expecting her. He had like this whole surprise ready, because they're starting to realize each other's feelings. And they have this saying called, there's a book author, and it's called, they say the snow is beautiful, since they said Japanese people don't like to say I love you. So I think if Japanese people said I love you a lot more, there would be more babies, and they wouldn't be having too much of this problem. See what happens when you don't say you love someone? You see? It's very important that people hear this. People take it for granted. It's like, why would I want to be with you if I can go for my career and stuff like that? Why would I want to be a stay-at-home person when, you can leave me high and dry, and I'm, stuck out here like this girl. So she was able to get back into, she basically didn't even want to say that she had a hard time like competing with the younger people, because all of their resumes are up to date. They have all these work experiences. She's using her, hey, I have 13, whatever, some odd years of work experience being a stay-at-home mom. And I have all this, she didn't even bother with her other credentials because I forget the reason why, but it was almost like the industry has changed and you haven't, the thing that they told her was you haven't done a hit novel or hit thing in a long time. Why did you take a break? And how, and one lady even insulted her in the bathroom. She was like, I'm insulted that you think that you can just come back after taking a break and doing that. And it wasn't a break. She was working every day, but they don't realize being a stay-at-home mom is hard work. There's, you got to have food, laundry. It's more work than actually being at work, and you don't get credit. You don't get to rest. You don't get a break, and you don't get any credit for it or get paid for it, usually. So she just stopped saying she went to school. She just said, all right, I'm just going to have to say that I don't even have a high school degree or something, or only a high school degree. So she stopped using her career from before as her resume. So she finally found this job with this company where her best friend is one of the main founders of the company. So they gave him a fair shot. So it wasn't like she had like any extra help. He was shocked when he saw her. And yeah, he was actually the hardest one on her. And they were like, oh, he's so cold-blooded. He's so cold-hearted. So don't think he gave her an easy time. And then he went after the guy, or her ex-husband, because he's like, why is she like this? Like, what's going on? He was like, how could I not know she's having this hard of a time? So the reason he's so cold in the first place is because he was always in love with her, and watching her made him realize, like, if this is what love is, I don't want it. So he became disillusioned by love. So now she's in a coffee shop currently. So basically, the younger brother, whatever, we'll just call him what should we call him? Ken. Let's call him Ken. So Ken right now is letting down Easy, one of his coworkers who kept writing him love letters, leaving them over his house in little books and envelopes. And he's already found all 13 of the letters that she left. She's thinking, oh, he didn't find my letters. And so he wrote her one back. He's like, oh, get your book that you left over there. And he wrote this beautiful, like, breakup letter to her. And she's, like, crying. She's like, this is crueler than, whatever. So he had flowers and everything waiting for my girl. So he had flowers there waiting for her. But, so she was hiding because, they're not supposed to let anyone know that they live together. And there's an artist, let's call him a book editor. So the book editor is signed on for a number of books. He's like this famous, top-notch guy. If you get him on your covers, your book will sell, basically, because he's that good. So that ends up being the neighbor of the guy that she met. So I'm going to make this short because I'm getting I want to go back to my show. So she's describing the situation to him, but as a book. So she's like, I'm rereading a book that I've read before. And I'm finding things I haven't seen before. And it's like I'm reading a brand new book. Because now she's seeing seeing Ken in a whole new way. In a whole new light. So that's where we are. Okay, so check this book out. I'm going to start talking about a lot of Chinese dramas, a lot of Korean dramas, a lot of Asian dramas, because that's what I've been getting hooked on. The last one I watched was Ice Fantasy. I already skipped to the end because I knew it was more than likely going to be a sad ending. But I'm still hooked on Ashes of Love. That's my go-to one to feel good afterwards. Even then, that's pretty sad too. But Eternal Love, Rise of the Phoenix,